Welcome to the Recon Trader. In today's video, I will share with you some tactical analysis over on the Bitcoin chart, as Bitcoin appears to have put in a double top, and now the question is, will it dump all the way back down to, say, around 19.2? Or can Bitcoin bulls actually push this price up and breach through the 21,000 level and perhaps go as high as maybe 25,000? So, with that all being said, let's get into the charts. And we will start over here on the Bitcoin USDT 4-hour candles over on Binance. And as you can see, Bitcoin recently put in a double top and is now starting to sell off. The question is, does this become a dump, perhaps back down into this level here, which is around 19.2 and was acting as previous support? If I drop in the Fibonacci levels, and you can see we were watching this descending triangle, Bitcoin broke out, and last week we were actually watching Bitcoin's price basically retest that triangle trend line in addition to the 382 Fibonacci level at around 19,250, and it found support and was able to push up. Now, the profit target of a breakout like this would have been up here around 21,600. Obviously, Bitcoin has run into resistance at the 21,000 level. And so now we look at the probability of Bitcoin actually continuing to sell off, or can the Bitcoin bulls keep the pressure on and push this price back up to maybe this price target or higher? Now, with that being said, I was actually keeping a pretty close eye on the 786 level as a level of support. And this morning, Bitcoin actually has broke down below and closed a 4-hour candle below the 20,450 level, or the 786 level on the Fibonacci retracement. And if we look back and check our 6, that level was a very strong level of resistance back here, a little bit of resistance here, and a whole lot of resistance back in here at that level. Now, prior resistance often turns into future support, and it looked like the possibility of this level being support, where Bitcoin did push away from the 786 Fibonacci level. However, Bitcoin has now rolled over and appears to be starting to sell off and maybe even dump. The next level I would have my eye on would be the 618 or 19,950 level, or right around 20,000. That is where this most recent sell-off found support and then reversed back up to form this double top, essentially. However, a double top most of the time plays out bearish, and if that happens again, I think we could see it sell off down to around 19.5 or even 19,250. Much like this double top back here, you see the price often sells off below the reversal point and typically will reach back down into the lows of previous levels. And so in this case, to sell off down below the previous sell-off would be right at this 618 or the 19,950. Coincidentally, perhaps, but at the end of the day, these patterns are very valid patterns, and that's why so many traders trade on them. And so again, the 618 or 19,950 level is going to be a key level to see if this double top ends up just dumping back down into this area of lows, which is going to put it around maybe as low as 19,000 or even 18,000 if it was to come back into these lows back here. Now on the flip side, if the bulls can find support, maybe back down here and get another drive up, obviously, the first key level to keep an eye on will be 21,000, but a breach of 21,000 could put Bitcoin up around 22,000 or even 23,000, which would be the 1618 level on the Fibonacci retracement levels. After that, then you're looking at 25,000. However, the market is still bearish. Even with these little bull rallies, overall, the market is still very bearish. So you should approach it with that in mind. So with that being said, if we jump over to the daily candles for Bitcoin, it looks like Bitcoin's price is struggling around the 618 level, whether that be for support or resistance. It has currently sold off down below that 618 level, or 20,500, and as such the next target down is going to be the 786 level, which happens to coincide with a level we were looking at on the 4-hour candles, and that is 19,000, essentially 250. Again, a strong level of support, but a breach and close down below this level of support, I would then be looking for Bitcoin to probably sell off back down towards 18,000, or even the current low of this bear market of around 17,600. After that, then the next level to keep an eye on would be around the 1272 level, and that would put Bitcoin's price at around 15.5. Again, that could be a very realistic expectation as we see this lower high here. This could just be the next lower high in the sequence to this lower high after setting a higher high back at around 25,000. This might just be the next lower high after setting that higher high and consolidating for a pretty long time. This might just be our next lower high before selling off even lower. Now, if the Bitcoin bulls do find some momentum, obviously they need to get through the 21,000 level. After that, they'll more than likely find resistance up here at the 50% level, which is 21,005. So that's kind of a zone of resistance, is going to be 21,000 to essentially 21.5. Any price action in that area to me is going to be somewhat in the resistance zone. So I'd actually need to see a break above 21.5 before I felt any sort of confidence that this price has the legs to move higher. And that next level would be back up here around the 382 level, which puts it at around 22,300. You can see Bitcoin's price ran into resistance right back here. And so the Bitcoin bulls could run into resistance there and then dump, and you kind of have a double top there. Not a traditional double top, but you would certainly have a double touch of a zone and then maybe get the dump down. But if the bulls win the battle at the 382 level and are able to push this price higher, it's somewhat open air after that to 25,000. So that could be the bullish outlook. However, again, we're in a bearish market, and at a minimum, what I would expect, much like we saw on the 4-hour chart, where the price of Bitcoin did breach the descending triangle trend line, is a retest at a minimum of either the 786 level or at a minimum the trend line back down in here somewhere, and then a push higher. And before I wrap this up, it's important to note that there's a lot of news happening this week. On Wednesday, today's Monday, the Fed will be meeting, and again, everyone is expecting at least a 75 basis point raise in rates. And the thing everybody will be looking to is when Powell actually speaks later on, is he hawkish or dovish? And then we could see the price for Bitcoin and all other assets essentially pump or dump. So I think that's enough jaw-jacking for this video. If anything major happens over here on the Bitcoin charts, I will do an update video. So now would be a good time to shoot that subscribe button. If you like this video, do me a favor, spike a like. If you have any questions or comments, drop them in the comment section down below. And until next time, remember, never send your money into battle without first doing your recon. See you in the next video.